bring in Paul Murray and Stephen Conroy. Gents, lovely to see you, Paul. What's your read on Jim Chalmers' third budget?
Well, the reality is that I'm a little flustered here only because they expect Australians to understand that 100,000 people are going to lose their jobs. Over the forward estimates, they're going to add an extra $100 billion to government debt, which will take us over the $1 trillion. That you'll forgive them completely because they're going to put $75 a quarter. Effectively, either they give it to the power companies or it's however this works, but it's $75 a quarter, while the monthly pressures on the Australian public, from insurance to food to rent to petrol, all continue to rise. I think they've bought the headline they want out of tomorrow's newspaper, but I think by this time next week, no one notices.
Andrew Bolt, we've been talking about the prospect of an election this year off the back of the tax cuts, the energy rebate. What's your sense of this as an economic but a political document as well?
Well, I mean, the handouts are obviously handy, but I've got to say, the good times end with this one budget. I mean, how can you have record income coming into your pocket and then promise 4 years to come of deficit? So, if the next budget can't be a good one, because then they're only promising red ink, higher unemployment, all that kind of stuff. So I would suggest that either the next budget will be delayed beyond May, or they have to have an election before then, probably, because I can't see how it gets any better than this for a government that's promising so much, red ink.
Yeah, indeed. And Stephen Conroy, you've got the tax cuts coming in from July 1. You've got the uncertainty hanging over the government of the RBA, not knowing will they, won't they, what direction will they go on rates. What's your assessment of this budget tonight, Stephen, in terms of, as I said to Andrew, the politics and the economics?
Well, this is a proud Labor budget. It's unashamedly about the values of a Labor government. And if you look at the messaging that the government have begun over the last few months in leading through to the end of the year, whether there's an election in the November, December, or it's held off to April to avoid the West Australian election, you've got, firstly, the Made in Australia theme. You've got the tax cuts coming into play. You've got more relief. You've got debt being paid down. You've got inflation coming down. I mean, there's 5 really strong messages for Labor to be talking about and emphasising for the next 6 months.